Well, as you went around the exhibit field of the Farm Progress Show, it was hard to miss the sprawling display of New Holland. Their farm equipment was there along with the chainsaw artisans who were carving their artwork. And not far away, the superb hay and forage lineup of New Holland. Gary Wycheck was there with one of those machines.
This is the new Durabine head hooked to our speed rower. And this new head comes in two sizes, a 19-foot and a 16-foot. And these heads feature extra clean cutting, durability for the commercial operator and the high-end user that really expects maximum capacity and productivity day in and day out. And the crop flow and efficiency is one of the features as well.
What makes it work so well, this header?
I'll tell you what, the new Momax 2 disc cutter bar is a key for cutting clean and flowing the crop back, as well as the auger. We have a crop flow auger in here that distributes the crop, that grabs the crop from the cutter bar and distributes it into the conditioning system. So it makes it cut cleaner because it moves it away from the bar, and it distributes it evenly to the conditioning system so the hay dries faster.
Really? It does improve the drying? Yes, so it will handle a good throughput? I mean, you can put quite a load through there.
Yes. I mean, this head here, like this Durabine 419, could cut up to 25 acres an hour for a customer.
So the bigger producers really appreciate the kind of work they can get done with it. Tested in the field?
Oh yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Tested in different markets around North America. We did some of the testing to really test its durability. You know, it's called a Durabine because it's extra durable. It's a commercial grade head. We did a lot of testing in California and those markets with heavy winter forage, up to 22 tons an acre, big crop. And of course the normal alfalfa crops around North America. You know, with center pivot irrigation, so there's a high yield to contend with. And we've passed all the tests, and we're releasing it to the world.
And finally, among everything else New Holland was displaying at the Farm Progress Show, there was this view of the future, the tractor of tomorrow, perhaps. Paul Trella there with New Holland told us about the hydrogen tractor.
It's a concept vehicle that we developed several years ago. And it really is just a understanding of, is there an alternative power source that could be used in place of a traditional diesel engine? Now, we know that there's hydrogen fuel cell technology. We know it works. But when it comes to agriculture, there's a whole other concept that this tractor really plugs into. And it has to do with an energy-independent farm. Is there an opportunity to have American agriculture become more energy independent and producing their own inputs and managing those inputs to better their bottom line? And that's really where the NH2 fits in. It's in that concept.
What's your gut feeling? I mean, looking at the history of this industry, how fast we're moving today, what's your feel for when there might be a hydrogen tractor in the field?
My original gut says, oh, it's 30 years out. But knowing how technology changes, it's probably closer to 10 years out to where we'll see it. I have no doubt that we'll see hydrogen as a fuel available commercially to power equipment engines for the future. We know they're running in buses and cars in the cities. There's no emissions out of a hydrogen fuel cell, so it's completely, no spewing chemicals in the air. It's very, very quiet, so you cut down on noise pollution. So it has a lot of advantages. There is some downside to handling the fuel safely, which has to be dealt with, but for the future, I believe it does have a place in agriculture.
So it certainly seems its environmental footprint would be diminished once it's fully developed out there.
Yes, exactly. And again, tying back into the whole concept of a farm where you have access to wind, to solar, photovoltaics, methane generators, where farmers today are trying to generate some of their own electricity to feed the house, the milking parlor, the farmstead. And you think about taking that to the next step. If you don't use that electricity, you either have to store it in a traditional battery system, which is cumbersome and costly, or you could sell it back, I suppose, or you lose it. Creating a hydrogen gas is a way of potentially storing the energy in that unused electricity that can be then put back into a machine like this for field use to create your crops, and it kind of is a circle of life, if you will. What you harvest goes back into the ground and it keeps replenishing itself.
If you want to get the full rundown on the New Holland equipment being offered to producers, just go to their website. It's iamfarmraised.com. Let me repeat that for you, www.iamfarmraised.com.